Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of my brand new series, the Football Roundup. We're going to be talking about stories from around the world of football, and today's a pretty good episode. We've got a lot to talk about. First of all, we have Joey Barton being banned for 18 months. We've got Zinedine Zidane under pressure. Doesn't make sense to me. We'll be explaining all about that. We've got Messi scoring over 500 goals for Barcelona, which is just mind-blowing. We've got the PFA Awards to talk about. And also, at the end of this video, I'm going to do the predictions for the Spurs versus Arsenal game. First of all, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who thought the first episode was a good one, that everyone seemed to enjoy the new idea. And it's something a little bit different on the channel. It's not just career mode or FIFA in general. It's world football. And, you know, I've always got opinions on things that I'd love to talk about. So this is the perfect way to do that. So if you do think you're going to enjoy this series, then please show your support. Hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed, and let's get into the first story, which is, of course, Joey Barton being banned for 18 months from football because of his betting problems. I might as well just start off by saying I am not a fan of Joey Barton. I think some things he's done in his career are just absolutely awful. They really are. I think he's definitely not a role model to the younger generation looking to get into the sport. And I think that he should have a nice early retirement after this 18-month ban. He plans to appeal it. I doubt they're going to do anything about it. Apparently, it's the shortest sentence or the shortest ban he could have got. It's not really a sentence, is it? But you know what I mean. They're not going to reduce it. It's as simple as that. First of all, why has he been banned for 18 months? Well, basically, there is a rule within football. If you are a football player, you do not bet on football results. You don't bet on anything football related. It's against the rules. And I think they made these rules a little bit tighter a couple of years ago. They used to be a bit more relaxed about these things. But since then, Joey Barton has, I think there was 1,800 bets, something crazy like that. And he's completely and utterly destroyed the end of his career. And he completely deserves to get this 18 months ban. And this is my reasoning behind this. Some of those bets he placed were on his own team to lose the game. I mean, am I the only one that thinks that's just absolutely absurd? He claims it was games that he was not taking part in, that he was dropped and angry and wanted to bet against the team and to, you know, bet that they would lose the game. So I kind of understand that he's a little bit frustrated because it didn't really mean anything. He wasn't playing the game. He couldn't match fix it. He didn't have any control of the result. And therefore those bets don't really mean anything. But of course they do. You're employed by that club. Why are you betting against them? It was during his time at Newcastle this happened. And it's pretty shocking. Apparently during one match, and I think there was an image of this, it was Newcastle versus PSV, or PSV I should say, and he bet that they would lose either 1-0, 2-0 or 3-0. I mean, that is an absolute joke. So to anyone out there defending Barton after these betting issues, saying that he's got a gambling addiction, a betting addiction, and that he needs help, not a ban, I completely disagree. You're meant to be a role model, and if you break the rules like he has done, not just once or twice, he's broke the rules multiple of times, it's game over for me. Joey Barton, enjoy your 18-month ban, and please don't come back. Now, moving on to our next story, and that is Zinedine Zidane is under pressure. Now, apparently, I've read this online, that Real Madrid would consider sacking him if they do not win a trophy this season, which to me blows my mind. We're talking Zinedine Zidane in his first proper management role at Real Madrid. And let's not get things twisted. They've actually had a very good season, I would say. There have been a couple of results here and there that have been disappointing. But, you know, at the moment, they are moving on into the semi-finals of the Champions League. They could still win La Liga. And part of me just feels like this is way too early to call. He's only just joined the team. I mean, okay, maybe not just now, but in the long scheme of things, he really hasn't had that long to work with the team. Now, you could say he's been gifted one of the best squads of all time. You know, you're looking at Ronaldo up front or on the left, whatever, Benzema and Bale. You then got Ramos. You've got Varane, one of the best young defenders in the world. You've got Modric, Kroos. You've got some incredible players there. And yes, they should be winning a trophy or a title every season. It's Real Madrid. But come on, give the guy some time. He's still new to this whole management thing. He's very early on in his career. And sacking him after a season like this, where it hasn't even been that bad, and of course, It hasn't even ended yet. This could mean nothing in a couple of weeks if they win the Champions League and win the La Liga. Of course, he would stay on. But I think it's ridiculous to even threaten him and say, look, if you do not win a trophy this season, you're gone. Because Zinedine Zidane is a legend in this game. And there's no doubt in my mind he had one of the best footballing brains. And he definitely has what it takes to be one of the best managers. It will take a bit of time. Give him time. He will win trophies with Real Madrid. There's no doubt about it. And I think this season they will end up with one. Is it going to be the Champions League? We don't know. Is it going to be the La Liga? We don't know. But I think he'll win one of them. And I think it'd be just absolute madness to let him go. And just don't forget, Real Madrid did go on that crazy win streak. And that was, I would say, down to not only the team, but the manager. Zinedine Zidane got that team playing incredibly well. And yes, they've had a few dodgy results here and there, but what team doesn't? So for me, Zizou has to stay on, even if they don't win any trophies. Give him another year or two, and you will not regret that decision, because Zinedine Zidane could be the Arsene Wenger to Real Madrid, and that would be amazing for a club like Real Madrid who change managers all the time. Just stick with your man, he will come good. So we were just talking about Ronaldo in that story. We're going to move on to the next story, and it's his rival, I guess. We've got Lionel Messi, who for me, this is going to be very controversial, but in my lifetime at least, he has been the best player of all time. He really has. Obviously, I was not around to watch the likes of Maradona, Pele, but having looked and compared them, I think it's very tight, but for me, Messi has to be the greatest player of all time. That's not what we're talking about in this story. I just wanted to go ahead and say that I do think Messi is probably the best of all time in the game, along with Pele and Maradona, and he scored over 500 goals for Barcelona the other night, and it was in the El Clasico. It was a last-minute winner. He held up his shirt. You can see the image on screen right now. Just, that is going to be an iconic image for centuries to come. Lionel Messi will never be replicated. There will never be another Lionel Messi, another Maradona, another Pele. All of these players, they are so unique and so special, but Messi for me is just that more special. I don't know what it is about him. The ball just glues to his feet. He's a masterclass. He really is. He is on another level. And I think the comparisons between him and Ronaldo, stats-wise, you could say are pretty fair. You know, they both play on the wing. They both contribute a lot of goals and assists. They've won so many individual trophies. And, you know, I get that. But when you're comparing ability, I think you've got someone who's trained to be world class, like Ronaldo, and then you've got someone who's just born like it, and that is Lionel Messi for me. Born talent. He's already scored 501, or is it 502 goals now? So he's well on his way to 600. Is he going to beat Pele? That's the question everyone is asking. I don't think he will. I think Pele was playing in a time when maybe it was slightly easier to score goals. Don't hate on me for saying it. I think a lot of people would agree that back then the defence was nowhere near as organised as you see these days. But then again, attackers these days, you could say, are better than attackers back in those days. Maybe not. Maybe you disagree with that. But Messi, for me, I don't think he's quite going to catch up with Pele, but I don't think you're going to see another player like Messi ever again. He's a one-off. And you can't help but just admire him. If you don't like Messi because you're a fan of Real Madrid or whatever, then fair enough, but you've got to respect the man. 500 goals for Barcelona, and there's plenty more to come. So now we're going to talk about the PFA Awards, the Player Awards. We're going to start off with that. We have the Young Player Award, which went to Dele Alli, as you can see on screen. And the Best Player went to Kante. Now, first of all, I'm just going to say, completely agree with the decisions. I think that was the right decision. I think Kante, for me, has been the best player this season. He's integral to Chelsea, and he was integral to Leicester. I think Mahrez won it last year based on the goals and the assists, and, you know, he was in the limelight a lot. But I think, for me, Kante could have easily won that as well. So you could say, 2 years running, Kante has been the best player in the Premier League. And Chelsea signed him for 32 million, I think it was. I mean, as an Arsenal fan, and I'm sure a lot of other people will agree, if you're a Man United fan, a Liverpool fan, whatever, would you have invested 32 million in Kante? Oh my God, yes. Instead, Arsenal went with Xhaka, who, don't get me wrong, looks like he could be a good signing in the future. But Kante, cheaper than Xhaka, and he's doubled in value. It's unbelievable to see how good Kante has been. So well done to Kante, fully deserved. I'm sure Leicester really wish they could have kept on to him, but it's just the way football works. Bigger teams come in for him. Apparently Arsenal did go for him, but he chose Chelsea, and I don't blame him. Look what's happened. Chelsea are going to win the Premier League. Well, they should win. I don't think Tottenham will take over, but God, imagine. Oh wow, imagine if that happened. That would be. Oh, don't want to even think about it. But well done to Kante, fully deserved. And the Young Player Award went to Dele Alli. I mean, you can't question it. Dele Alli, for his age, is... I mean, he's something else. He really is. I'm so jealous that he's at Tottenham. Well, I'd be jealous if any other team had him but Arsenal. I actually looked into some quotes online. Apparently Arsene Wenger went for him. Apparently Jose Mourinho was looking at him as well. But Tottenham went ahead and took a gamble, threw him in the first team, and look now, he's going to be something special. I think Dele Alli is going to be potentially better than Lampard, Gerrard, Scholes. Oh, Scholes. I don't know who. Oh yeah, this is something I've always wanted to ask you guys. Scholes, Gerrard, or Lampard? Who is your favourite, or who do you think is the best? Leave your comments below. And could Dele Alli potentially be better? I think there's a stat going around right now. I think I watched Spencer's IMO video the other day, and apparently he scored more than Lampard, Gerrard and Scholes did at the same age. And that says a lot, because those three players scored a lot of goals in their career, especially Lampard. So who knows what's going to happen with Dele Alli, but right now he is looking like a £100 million player in the next few seasons. Can Tottenham hold on to him and many of their other best players if they don't win things? Who knows, but Dele Alli definitely deserved to win his trophy, and, well, his award, I should say, and so did Kante. They're both incredible players. Now, staying with the PFA Awards, we're going to look at the Team of the Season. I'm going to give you my thoughts. It's the Premier League Team of the Season. It's in a 4-4-2 formation. You can see the image on screen. I'll just go through it really quick in case you can't see the names. It's quite a small image. So we've got David De Gea in goal. Hard to argue with that. We've got Danny Rose at left back, Cahill and David Luiz as centre backs, and then Kyle Walker as the right back. Then we've got Kante and Dele Alli in the middle. Really hard to argue with that, seeing as they won the other awards. We've then got Mane, who for me should be on the right. I don't know why he's on the left. And Hazard should be on the left. But Mane and Hazard, probably the two best wingers this season. I think Hazard definitely, but Mane, we can talk about that in a minute. But then Lukaku and, of course, Harry Kane up front. Lukaku looks like he will be top scorer at the end of the season, but you could argue Ibrahimovic could be there. Maybe Aguero, maybe Sanchez. Sanchez has played as a striker this year, so he wouldn't be on a wing. But Mane, it's a little bit of a difficult one. I think Mane, for me, has probably been the best player for Liverpool. You saw as soon as he went away to the African Cup of Nations, they looked lost without him, and he's been banging in the goals. I think Mane probably does deserve to be there, having thought about it again. Of course, Hazard has to be there. The other positions I'm not too sure about. Maybe not Cahill. I think maybe Azpilicueta's had a better season. Let me know your thoughts on that. And maybe Alderweireld. It's a bit of a tough one. Obviously, Chelsea look like they're going to go ahead and win the league, so it'd be silly not to include more of their players because, you know, they've been the best team. But there are some positions that you just cannot argue with. I think Kyle Walker has been the best right back. Maybe Moses. Oh, yeah, that's... no, I think it is Kyle Walker. You've got Lukaku up front. You can't argue that. He's been absolutely amazing. And then Kante and Dele Alli. I mean, and David De Gea. You can't go wrong with those selections. So I think overall, I'm pretty happy with this team. Let me know if you guys would make any changes. But now, let's move on to the final story. Tottenham versus Arsenal at White Hart Lane tomorrow. It could be one of the biggest North London derbies in a long time, because if Tottenham win this, they stay up there with Chelsea. There's always potential for Chelsea to lose a couple of games, but you never know. I think if Arsenal win, though, it could be a very interesting end to Tottenham's season. Are they going to collapse again? I don't think they will finish below Arsenal. I think they will finish on top of Arsenal for the first time since Wenger took over, which is a hell of a record, by the way. And I think equally, it probably will end up Tottenham being in the top 4 and Arsenal not being in the top 4. But should Arsenal win, it could give us that boost to finish the season strongly like we always do. And maybe finishing in that top 4 should the other teams start dropping points. But obviously, we're relying on other teams just as much as we're relying on ourselves winning. So tomorrow is a massive, massive game. And my prediction, it's really, really not nice to say this, but I can't see anything other than a Tottenham win. I really can't. I think Tottenham are an incredible team this year and last year. They didn't really deserve to not finish in second place. I think last year Arsenal got very lucky. Thank you, Newcastle, for saving our skin, giving us St Totteringham's Day again. But we're not going to get it this year, and I think Tottenham, like I said, will finish above Arsenal, and I think they will beat Arsenal tomorrow. And that's an honest opinion. I could easily say, oh, come on, Arsenal are going to beat Tottenham. It's only Tottenham at Shite Hart Lane. But no, I think, you know, it's going to be the last North London derby, or at least the last game between Arsenal and Tottenham at White Hart Lane. They're going to be up for it. They know what they've got ahead of them should they win. And I think it's going to be very difficult for Arsenal to get anything out of the game. If anything, maybe we could sneak in a draw. And to be honest with you, I would take a draw right now. I really would. But who knows what's going to happen? It is the Premier League. Anything can happen. Arsenal could turn up on the day and just blow White Hart Lane away in the first half or something like that, like we did against Chelsea maybe. Just destroy them. But I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. I think Arsenal have done well recently, trying to get back from that really poor form, but Tottenham are just that little bit too good right now. And, you know, I mentioned it earlier. If Tottenham can hold on to their players, if they need to start winning trophies. And this season looks like obviously they're not going to win anything, but next season, if they strengthen, I don't know how they would strengthen, by the way. They've already got great players in every position. They could be a real force, a real force. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. But I'm going to go with a 2-0 win to Spurs. And I know a lot of Arsenal fans might be annoyed at me for saying it, but I'm a realist. I know my stuff when it comes to Arsenal. We're not looking too good this season. It's as simple as that. I think Tottenham will run away with a win. But that is going to be the end of this roundup episode. This is episode 2. Episode 3 will be sometime next week. I don't know what stories will be included. Let's see what pops up. But thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you subscribe. And I will catch you next time.